Truth Seekers, to another episode of the Straight Shooters Show. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. One thing before we get started here, like, share, comment, subscribe. Say it again, like, share, comment, subscribe. That really helps us out. We appreciate all you guys joining us. This is Todd Braley back from vacation, fresh from vacation, a 10-day vacation. And with me, as always, is the Thunder from Down Under, even though nobody calls him that.
Yep, I'm Itai Guberman, and nobody ever calls me the Thunder from Down Under.
Except me. So,
True.
And with us today on the show, we've got a longtime friend of mine. I'm going to say long time because we've kind of been friends, Brian, since about, since almost the beginnings of Facebook. I think you and I have, you were probably one of my first 10 friends, I think, that I had. I'm not sure, but with us is actor, comedian, director. Yeah. Am I wrong on that? You've directed some video stuff that and producer, Mr. BRIAN T Shirley, a very funny guy. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
Well, Todd and Ty, it's great to be on here. I've watched some of the Straight Shooter episodes, and I think you guys are doing a hell of a job. Because you don't just surface, it's you guys dig deep. Especially, I really liked the episode with the lead actress of You Like to Draw. I thought that was very well done because because you directed her. So I learned watching that episode, and
that's awesome.
That was really cool. It was almost like watching a director explain how to direct a film and an actor explaining how to take direction from a director at the same time.
That's awesome. Well, hey,
so
mark those things off right there. So yeah, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit? We always like to let the audience find out a little bit more about our guest and how they got into doing what it is that they do. So why don't you give us a short little background on yourself?
I've been doing stand-up comedy for almost 30 years. I started in a workshop in Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm in Savannah right now on a film. But from there, I just kind of learned that I need to do more things because I'm just not a stand-up comedian. It took me a while to learn that. I mean, I always knew it, but I think the last 10 to 15 years, I started branching out. You were on my radio show, so I did that. And then that led to content creation because I was doing something called Behind the Scenes of Kinetic Hi-Fi when I was shooting that radio show, and led into BTS On The Road, which I still shoot sometimes. And that led to short films. I had a bunch of stuff I'd written that was not stand-up. It was sketch, and I had no clue what to do with it. And then I started putting together the short films, and now I've got a couple that are not comedy. I got a couple of dramas, or a drama and a thriller, and then a sci-fi, and working on another one with a young lady. We just was punching it up today in between all this other stuff I'm doing. And acting, I think that started really with stand-up, but officially probably the last 8 or 9 years I've been doing that, and now that's all I do is it's all entertainment. So
isn't that awesome?
You gotta hustle. You gotta hustle. Oh, yeah. That's the big thing. When somebody says, "Oh, I'm an actor," and yeah, okay, if you hustle, you are.
Yep.
Because I still host trivia sometimes, to pay the bills. But I mean, everything I do that's not acting or stand-up is just a side gig for once a month, twice a month, fill in. And I told these, because I used to do trivia regularly, I said, well, I can't be your regular host. Y'all know how trivia people are. If you have a trivia guy at a club,
psycho.
you can't have a fill-in, but and if you show up, they're like, "Where's Frank?" So you better be good. Let me put it that way.
You better be damn good.
I'm the fill-in guy, and I still have fun with it. I just did it this week, as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago at Yeah. So I just love entertaining people, and that's what I do, basically in a nutshell.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say hosting trivia is it's in line with sort of entertainment, and you must bring the stand-up into that as well.
Yeah, I like to have fun with them. And the guy that hired me, his organization, they look for stand-up comics to, and a lot of comics are like, yeah, if I'm in town, of course, why wouldn't I? Because
A
the
paid gig,
goal
I'll
is
take it.
yeah, the goal is to not have a day job, and that's what I'm doing.
We know all about that one.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. We know all about.
And I remember Todd, when you were going through some things yourself, and you were saying, I don't know, and I was like, I didn't say anything. I just said, hey, he's got to do his own journey. But I will tell you, and you don't know this. I've never told you this, but I was secretly pulling for you to not quit. You know what I'm saying? I was in my head going, gosh, man, I hope he sticks with it. And look at you now, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I appreciate that. It's there was only a handful of people that and you could tell who that was by who stuck around and who continued to talk to you and who continued to who just continued to kind of just, okay, come on. So it was, there was a handful of people and I don't know, Ty, were you around for that cluster F that I had a few years ago?
I hate to bring it up, but I think
at least some of it, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's okay, man. I just I think we all, as people that have decided to get into this psycho stupid fucking business that we're in, that we can't stay away from, that we love so much. It's just one of those. I think we all do that. We all question ourselves. We all have times where people really give us a severe, lashing with their insecurities or and the problem is you take that on and then you say to yourself, okay, I must be an asshole, or I must be this horrible person that they're talking about. And we've all done it. I mean, Itai, you and I have had that conversation, and Brian, I'm sure you have questioned your comedic abilities many times, and it's,
oh yeah,
but it's just one of those things that, when you know who's on your side by the ones that stick around, and I had friends for years that just disappeared,
right. Oh yeah, I understand. You know what though? Two things. Number one, I think if you don't go through that and ever in your head where you question, then you don't have any passion. To me, I mean, you don't have passion about what you're doing, because it's got to affect you when it's not going the way you want, or you lose work or whatever happens.
Right.
If you're just like, oh well, that's the other thing is I've gone through that same thing where people just disappear or whatever. Because 4 years ago, 3 days, 4 years ago and 3 days, I was laying on my deathbed. I'd had the heart attack. Yeah. And had just had quadruple bypass, finally got to my house and had to sleep in the recliner, because you can't sleep on your side or anything. And you want to talk about sitting there thinking, well, this is it. It's over.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do when I can finally walk more than 10 feet, but it's not going to be stand up, So, and then something, I don't know what, clicked, and I started writing about the heart attack, and now I talk about it on stage. But if you don't go through those things, you don't see where your passion is. I don't think.
Yeah, it's good you could channel that as well into writing something, use your own life experiences. That's pretty cool. like out of something that is like, fairly negative, something positive will come out of that. So that's pretty cool.
I think sometimes, Itai, you have to look at it, and it's hard. This is the hardest thing, especially for me. You got to look at it like something bad happened, something good happened. No, something happened, and my response is bad or good. But I mean,
correct.
You still have that struggle though. Even even if you miss a red light, shit.
You can have.
That was terrible that happened to me. I missed the damn red light.
You can have a negative attitude momentarily here and there, but if you just if what you really have is just bad attitude, you'll never make it.
Yeah,
you have to stay positive. You have to keep pushing yourself, because as Todd and I know, not many people will help push you, so you have to motivate yourself. And I was going to say before, my journey has been mostly the struggle has been mostly internal rather than external, because it's more about things not working out, maybe with an audience that's not as big as you think it would be, or a certain project not going exactly the way you want. So you kind of have to pivot all the time. We constantly pivot, and that takes it out of you. But but people like Todd, like myself, we just keep pushing. There's just no choice. That's how we look at it.
Yeah, my wife's
people who have choices. They quit.
Yeah, my wife's waiting for me to for the day when I finally say, "Oh God, I don't have a movie idea."
Yeah, right. Like that's gonna happen.
Hey Todd, if you run out, I'll be over here to remind you. I'll be like, hey, blood loss. Remember, blood loss.
Yeah, we still got to get that one going. We need to find somebody with some money for that, because that would be a shark movie that would rival things. It would surpass, first of all, everything that's out today, and I'm saying that with a full just with a what's the word I'm looking for, Itai? There's a word there.
I'm not sure. I'm waiting to hear more.
No, I say that with
you mean conceptually, yeah?
Well, conceptually, and the idea and the script and everything about that project would definitely is something that I stand behind, and I sit there and I would honestly say it would knock, well, I don't know, 47 meters down was a pretty,
okay, but nothing original. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, we were talking about it when the Meg came out, because I remember you were. Yeah, but I sent you something. I said, look, man, sharks are back. And they are. They never left. But
people knocked on the shallows, but that was all right.
No, the shallows was great. The shallows were scary as hell. Open water. I really like that. The Reef. That's probably, out of all of them, I think that one, because of.
Is that the Australian one?
Yeah. 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 That one was scary as hell. And what they did was they masked in real shark footage they didn't even have a rubber fin. Everything that they had, they literally took from real shark footage that they shot and masked it all in, and you couldn't tell. Cool. And so, I was looking, I'm going, that's a real shark. And I did some homework and I went, oh, that's why it looks so good. I was, I don't know. I really like that. But you're right, Brian. Blood Loss is one of those that I think would be good, because its storyline is not that the shark is necessarily the bad guy. It's just it's a victim of circumstance. So that's what's kind of cool about that idea. So, but we're not here to talk about our movies.
Sure we are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, you know what, Brian, I'm going to just say thank you for that. And thank you for secretly continuing to push me and all that. And, you do that anyway. and that's what I've always appreciated about you is the fact that you are very supportive of other people's of other people's hopes and dreams. So, and I think that's really cool, which is another reason I'm really hardcore. I still haven't seen your stand-up yet.
Yeah. Oh, I can send you some clips.
Yeah,
Well, he
It's
sent
better to
us a
see you
link.
live.
did I not get did you get the clip? Because I got the
I did,
clips. I didn't get the stand-up clips.
Oh,
No, the stand-up
there's-
clip is there. The
is
what
that
is it
one
again?
from LMAO?
Yeah, the
TV
LMAO
show?
thing.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
that. There's like a whole 10-minute set or something.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed.
Very funny, by
And
the
I'm
way. I
going
really
back.
enjoyed that.
Thanks. I'm going back to that club in a few weeks. October 1st, I'll be at the Comedy Magic Cabaret in Hilton Head, headlining, and looking forward to that. And I'll just go ahead and make a few shout outs. I'll be in Tunica Christmas week, December 22nd at gosh, I'll be there at a casino. I can't remember which one it is. I just saw the booking for it the other day. I mean, I already got booked.
You'll be at the roulette table anyway, so.
Oh, I learned my, ooh, no.
Yeah.
I used to do Biloxi like once or twice a year, and I was the house MC, and you're there for a month. Trust me. You learn real quick. If you want to go home with any money, you better figure out something, and there ain't a lot to do in Biloxi. Drink, chase women. I think that's where the list ends at number 2.
Yeah. Well, gamble.
No,
No.
no, not if you want to go home with money. I think,
No, but even chasing the women is a gamble.
yeah, that's true. With me, it's always been gambles.
That's money that's good too.
That's why I'm single. So anyway.
Well, you know what? Tell us a little bit, Brian, of what. So did the acting come first? I was listening, but did the acting come first? Did the comedian come first?
No, the stand-up, I started in a workshop for stand-up comedy and got on the road eventually after about 3 years of doing that at home, at the home club. But then I did we made up our own improv group, and we got so good that we had our own night at the club. Sunday nights would be the improv night. And I think that's probably where the acting started to, generate or whatever, have, ferment or whatever the hell you want to say. But later on is when I really seriously started looking at it, because I had to branch out. You can't just do stand-up now unless you're just, you blow up. And I just loved acting anyway. So it was a natural progression. And I do voiceover too. So.
Stand-up in a lot of ways is acting. So, Todd and I have talked about this a lot, about dramatic actors who come from comedy actually are better dramatic actors than a lot of, other dramatic actors who started in, drama or dramatic type of acting. And also going the other way, from drama, action, whatever, to comedy is a lot harder. People don't tend to be very funny when they make that transition in that direction. But coming from comedy to drama, there's something, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I think it's because it's such an opposite. The intensity is there, We were talking about Jim Carrey and Robin Williams and stuff. Their dramatic roles are just wow, So
there's 2 reasons I think for that. I'd say maybe more, but one of them is a stand-up comic has to learn to be funny, but not laugh and be straight. I mean, you can't always deliver your lines and then laugh at yourself. Sometimes, and a lot of times, as a matter of fact, most of the time we're delivering stuff and we're straight-faced, and that's something that's natural to comedians. So to be a straight man in a movie, or not maybe and of course Jim Carrey was plastic face, he was very goofy and everything, which is fine, but he could be serious too. The other thing is comedians are used to doing the same lines over and over and over and over. So when we get on a set, no, do it again, but do it this way. Oh, okay. It doesn't really bother us too much, and I'm sure Todd and Itai, you probably had actors or whatever that you're working with, and to get them to do something 10 times is sometimes tough.
Yeah.
It's part of the job.
And I can understand an actor. But,
it's one of those things. That's something I ran into just when we were shooting the wraparound for the Psychotic Breakdown was
the anthology.
The anthology thing. Yeah. I ran into that trouble trying to get somebody to do something that you did and just do it again, until, but the further you got into it after about 4 or 5 times, then it was like, so
you have to break, try again, find another angle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta learn to love to play with that stuff, because we just shot something a couple of weeks ago called Rock Hard Politics, and it was the 3rd episode where I was running for president as a governor, and the guy was running for president as a senator, and we had a moderator, and if you look, and the guy Adrian Roman, he's the director, and he wrote this. He put the outtakes in the at the end, and as a way of introducing us actors and the roles. And the outtakes were funnier than the damn skit, because you just got, he let us loose. And I don't know if you ever do this, Todd, but he's got his 1 or 2 safe shots in the can, and then it's like, we're good, but go, just play, and it was fun. I mean, you kind of, and that's where the stage comes in as a comedian, because there's times, sometimes, remember, if we're doing a club for a week, sometimes that's 10 shows, because you do 2 nights or 2 or 3 nights, 2 shows on 2 or 3 nights, and then 1 show each night. But and then you do a cruise, you're doing 4 or 5 shows on the cruise. So I don't want to do it the same damn way. I mean, I do, but then I get these goofy moods where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change up a word, or I'm going to inflect differently on this word, or so that's what I love, especially on stage, is playing with. So when a director goes, look, go ahead, just screw around, let's see what you do with it. Right. That is beautiful. And I've had a few times, as a matter of fact, the commercials I just did for Internet Accountant, I improv'd, and I could show you, if we had the commercial, I'd go, that right there was not in the script. I improv'd that and kept it in. I fall out of a chair. And, the director just let me go. She goes, action. And I learned that until you hear cut, just keep going. Yeah. Just keep going. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's where the gold comes sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've had actors where I've just said, yeah, let's go ahead, do this again, and you go off script as much as you want. Some people can do it, and some people just be like,
yeah.
They're like, they're like Bob Hope. They can't improv. Right.
Yeah. Like Bob Hope.
I heard that Johnny Carson hated him because he couldn't improv, and so Johnny could never go off cuff. He had to have a definite thing that he had to talk to Bob about.
Interesting.
He had to set up the jokes.
The funny thing is, you say never stop until you hear cut, and I say that to my actors, but I also say to my my cinematographer, I say to him, never cut when I say cut. Keep it going a little bit longer. You know, we find gold in those spots.
Yes, that is so
when an
true.
actor doesn't know that the camera's on them, you can get some really good material.
Yeah.
Well, here's my theory. Here's my theory as an actor. My theory is I start in character. I'm not what's his name that's in it all the time, played Lincoln. You know who I'm talking about. He's very much into
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yes, I'm not Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm not quite that
method
far.
actor.
I don't have to. Yes, I'm not that far because I don't have to be. If that works for an actor, that's fine. I have nothing against that. But my theory is, a little bit before action, I'm in character, and a little bit after cut, I'm in character. I want to make sure that I'm in character the whole time. And the only way for me to do that, to me, is to be in character before action and after cut. And it can be 10 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever. But that's the way I feel about it.
It's funny you mentioned that. There was a big thing all over social media recently with method acting that a lot of people are saying it's total bullshit. I've seen like a lot of articles and a lot of people voicing, I think whatever works for you as an actor,
right?
If people need that to, like a Daniel Day-Lewis who goes so deep into his characters that it interferes with his family life, I think it's a problem. But you do what you got to do. If you can't do it any other way, we've seen his performances. He is one of the best actors of all time, so you can't really argue with it. But I see the other point of view where you have fairly fresh actors trying to method act because Daniel Day-Lewis does it. I'm like, you're not Daniel Day-Lewis. Let it go. Just act.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be an asshole all the time.
Right.
I agree.
That's always my biggest problem is when, and I always question everybody that I cast or everybody that I'm looking at casting. That I say, how method are you? And if they say, what do you mean? Then they're hired.
They're in. I like that. That's good.
Whereas if I say, how method are you? Well, it depends how deep I gotta go. Next.
Yeah. Well, this could be a whole routine. I mean, I couldn't do it for regular audience because they may not get it. But this could be a routine because the other way I look at it is, why is it always deep method actors? It's always when they're playing a dickhead. Do you ever see a method actor when he's playing the real nice guy? I've never seen it.
Nope.
It's always when he's playing an asshole or a wacko or something, right?
Sean Penn.
True. It's usually going into the psycho characters.
Yeah. You never see a method actor walking around giving people presents.
No.
I method acted Santa Claus.
He's usually just pissing people off. Well, I'm in my character. Oh, well, is that why you ran over my foot? Okay. I won't sue you.
You don't hear about, Tim Allen was method acting in the Santa Claus. But then again, Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton, maybe.
Yeah, that was method all the way.
Billy Bob isn't a method actor.
Method actor? No, I don't think he is.
No,
he's brilliant.
He's what I like to call a light switch actor.
Oh God, I love him.
Yeah, he can turn it on and turn it.
Right.
He's just naturally charismatic. That's the thing about him, and it's just amazing to watch,
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. So, Brian, let's talk about some of the projects you've worked on in the past to get up to where we're at now. So, what was your first, acting gig as on camera versus So what was
that was a film called The Senator. I played Strom Thurmond. By the way, you're getting old when you play a middle-aged Strom Thurmond. Hey, I'm here all week. Anyway, that was a SCAD film. Do you know what that is when I say SCAD?
Yep.
Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yeah.
See, and I'm here right now in Savannah, not far from their campus. I was the lead. and had a lot of I learned so much on that film. I had a lot of dialogue, and of course the students are doing certain things because this is a thesis project for them, right? And this film actually won an award. It won an Emmy, but like the college version of the Emmy, so it didn't win quote an Emmy, but it was in Atlanta, won the college part of the Emmys. And I forgot, they get a glass statue, and I forgot exactly what the name of that is. But that was the first one. I learned, what it was like basic training for acting. It really was. I had to be on the game, and it didn't hit me till afterwards. I was on the set for 2 days because it's short, and I think it's about 6 or 7. Afterwards it hit me. I went, holy shit.
I should go into politics.
Right. If that thing does good, it's because of, not because of me, but a lot of it's on my shoulders. If it does sucks, that's on my shoulders too. That didn't hit me till later. Thank goodness. I'm glad I wasn't thinking about that in the middle of filming it. But that was it. That was my introduction, and I loved it. It was like, yeah, let's do some more of this. And so if you wanted to see me in a movie right now, you could go to Tubi, Vudu, Plex, Watch Free Movies, and I can't remember the other one, but there's a one called Treasure Box that I have a scene in there. It's a great scene. I'm a John chasing a hooker, threatening to choke her. Very good stuff.
Oh, I see. Sure. So documentary, right?
Yeah. Right. No, yeah.
A documentary.
I didn't know the camera there. I didn't know they were shooting, Did I mention this? Did I mention
that's
this
why it was so
police
natural
film?
Yes.
This was dash cam. That's what it was.
Yeah, this is on cops.
Right. Bad boys.
Yeah, that's right. It's on a new film. I think it's called Cops.
Yeah. Cops season 12 or whatever.
Episode
1200 maybe.
Hey, it's on my IMDb though. That's all that counts.
I did see your show reel, and you play a politician a lot.
Oh, that was it. That was the senator.
So it was just different scenes from that film.
No, if it's the 2020 show reel,
there was a few different politicians, I think, that you were playing, and I was like,
I played the senator, and then I played a guy's running for president, and I'm his chief of staff. That's the third party, which is the same director, Adrian Roman, that I shot Rock Hard Politics recently for. And as a matter of fact, speaking of Adrian, the other film you can see me in is on Amazon Prime right now, and it's Oak on the Outside, and I play a cop in that. And really a great scene. I'm with 3 of the leads, and I basically drive the scene because I'm the cop questioning people. So it was a sweet spot in the movie too. I'm like, good. This is good. This is a transition in the film, and I got a lot of dialogue. So those are the ones out right now that I can think of off the top of my head that you can see. Is
this a conscious thing that you've done? Like, not because it sounds like you in acting you don't actually do many comedies.
Not really, but yeah, you're right.
Just happened that way.
Yeah, it just happened that way. Also, though, I guess it was a little bit conscious because I wanted to show that I had a little bit of range too,
acting chops.
And
yep.
Yes, exactly, acting chops. I mean, I wrote my own comedy. I think Todd showed one of my shorts, one of his.
Yeah, we did. One of your documentaries.
The documentary. Yes.
Right.
I saw a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yes.
That was funny.
I would suggest smoking something before you watch that.
I have to say that was a beautiful wig.
Oh yeah, my mom got that for me. So
you don't hear that very often.
You can't make this stuff up. No, we were at a Goodwill or something, and I was like, no, that was the other wig. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, I do. I've got like 2 or 3 wigs at my apartment. I'm the only guy I know that has all these stupid outfits.
I'm not even an actor, and I have about 12.
Really?
Yeah, one of
And
them.
they're all from.
Behind him.
I was
Well,
about to
no,
say, I
that's
just
not a
saw
wig.
one.
That's a mask. But I have wigs, but they're all from one production. And they're
you
actually
wore
from a
in
comedy.
production? Oh, okay. Now, did you wear them, or did you have other people wear
Other people.
them? Okay.
I did wear a wig in one film where I played this bit role that I was roped into in a feature film a long time ago. Let's just say I didn't look very natural as a blonde.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there's a lot more. I just can't think of all of them. I got one out now called Senseless. I don't know where that's going to be. It's actually the guy in UK, Trash Arts Media, I think is the name of it.
Sam Mason Bell?
Yes, Sam Mason Bell.
You're talking about Senseless.
Senseless. Yeah, I play a ghost in that. And it's out on DVD or Blu-ray. It's out on Blu-ray right now.
Dark Side Releasing. Yeah.
Dark Side Releasing. You're on there too, aren't you?
No, but Sam Mason Bell is one of the featured artists on MyIndie, which is what
that's where I keep seeing him. Okay. I knew y'all were tied somehow. I was like, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot about that. Cool. So yeah, you know Sam, and then Shane
I didn't know you were on that, so like it's all tying together for me. So yeah.
Okay. You know Shane Ryan too?
You didn't know who
Absolutely.
he was.
Okay.
Itai.
Who is this guy?
No, I'm saying it's all tying in for me as far as the connections between people. Like you mentioned before, what's it called? Ted Bundy had a son, and that's the Shane Ryan thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that one too. And of course, you don't know what made it, but we'll see. And I tried to go watch it the other day, but it's on some site that I couldn't figure out how to get in there to look at it.
Yeah, I think he's got a trilogy going with that one that's still in the making as well. So
right, he sold all, he told me he had so much footage from everybody, because this was during no, it was before COVID.
It was before COVID. Yeah.
It was shot, but what he did, Todd, are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not.
Here's what he did. He put out a thing and he said, here's the gist of the movie.
Okay.
Shoot your own scene. He put this out on the internet. And so I shot a scene, and about, I don't know how many hundred other people, probably shot and sent their footage into him. And so he sewed it together, and he got so much, he couldn't make one film out of it. So he's making a trilogy.
Oh, wow.
And it's like it's basically kind of like a sort of like a documentary or mockumentary, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
About the Ted Bundy's son, which is actually a character that he's used in other films, the films that he broke through with, which is I forgot the name, Amateur Porn Killer.
I was about to say,
okay.
Which is also a trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen I see stuff for that on well, you put it up on MyIndie quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I see him putting that out, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's you, Itai, maybe you're the one that I see on Instagram quite a bit. So
on Instagram it's not me, but yeah.
Okay, then
on Facebook it is. Yeah.
That must be him on Instagram then. Unless
he's extremely prolific. He's very prolific.
Yeah.
And here's what happens, folks. Here's what happens is folks, you got to support each other, and you have to watch what other people are doing, because you know what happens when you do that, your films, short films, long films, whatever, get on Spark TV, right? Todd?
Yes. Now they do.
I saw you putting stuff on there, and I went, holy shit, man, that is so cool. I was like, well, I guess English ain't gonna be number one anymore. But that's the one that I wrote and produced and had on there. But congratulations. That's smart.
You also have
when I saw you. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that's smart for Todd because, he's like, hey, I want to get more exposure for my stuff. I don't know how big this thing is. Brian's been putting all this crap on there. Let me give it a shot. And now he's got, last week, I think 4 films were in the top 10. I believe.
I still have 4 in the top 10.
It's another way to spread the word.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
And how many have you got on there, Brian? I saw The Seer. I watched that just recently.
The Seer, Anguish, the Documentary, and
the documentary's
BTS.
on there. Huh?
Yeah,
I'll check all that out. Okay, cool. I didn't realize they were all on there.
BTS On The Road's on there too. I don't know how many episodes. I can't. I didn't send him all the episodes. I think I cherry picked my episodes for that. And that's something I'd like to have when I have a budget, is start shooting some of those when I go out. And I have some bigger gigs too. Like I'm doing the casino coming up, and I'm doing here's the first time. Here's a first. This is, nobody knows about this. I'm doing this for y'all's show. I forgot to tell you about this, Todd, but I'm doing a telethon. Be doing comedy and hosting for 2 days a telethon in Albemarle, North Carolina, and it's to benefit a site about human trafficking. No lie. And we're going to have speakers there. I'll send you the link to it. He's supposed to send me. I just talked to the gentleman that's putting it together, Ron Stockman, today. This has been underground for about a month or 2 now, as far as I'm concerned. I'm on their site and everything, but I have not let it out to the public. So this is one of the reasons I said, let me wait till I go on Todd's show to put this out. So nobody knows about this. I'm doing this 2 days, Albemarle, North Carolina. We'll put out all the information. I'm waiting on the press releases and all that other stuff, but it's about human trafficking, and we're going to try to raise some awareness, and you're going to hear stories about victims of this. And I've got a co-host, a beautiful lady that is, I believe, a model and has won some beauty pageants. She's going to be the co-host, and the first night we're doing a concert for about 2 or 3 hours, and then we're doing 12 hours of a telethon, 12 to 12 on I think it's a Saturday, and or a Sunday. I don't know. I'm just
Todd and I have a friend who's about to release a feature film about human trafficking.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Kentucky.
What's that?
Chase is out of Kentucky, right?
Yeah. Chase Dudley. One called Locked In. It's about human trafficking. So, yeah, the trailer just came out for it here a couple days ago. So should be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard of telethons for all kinds of things, but that's a first to hear a telethon to raise awareness for human trafficking. I've never.
Well, yeah, luckily luckily they're not raising for human trafficking.
Right. No, it's yeah. No, I think that they already did that. It's called Epstein. The Epstein.
Oh!
Yeah. What's the telethon for? Oh, it's for human trafficking. Don't they have enough money?
Don't they have an island for that? Yeah.
Not anymore.
I believe they have a plane.
Yeah, that island. That's a reality show waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
No
one episode. One
yes.
episode.
How long's the season? One episode.
One episode.
Seriously, yeah. That's all you need.
It doesn't end well.
No.
Well, now if you don't mind me going backwards here a little bit, where did you grow up?
Marietta, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, for you folks that have never been there. And it is Marietta. It's not Mayretter, they say it like that in West Virginia. I have too many teeth. Say it like that.
I might have friends in that area.
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, we're right there. As a matter of fact, they just put the new Braves stadium is in Smyrna, close to where I grew up. But I was there probably till 18 or so, and came over
till a
here
couple
to
of years ago.
Charleston. Yeah, thanks. You know, I'm straight. I'll let you know I am straight, but you know, you keep buttering me up like that. Might have to come down under. Anyway.
As the guys from South Park say, we're all a little gay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You know what I say? Keep it on South Park.
Oh my goodness. Now, did you have growing up, I mean, as far as like your family, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah. I have one brother who lives in Ohio right now with his wife and 2 kids, and we vacationed once a year last 3 years up in the Smokies. Basically, we've been to Marion, North Carolina last year. So it's now, you know, I never thought I'd get old enough to like family vacations, but it's happened. I love it. Really, it's a lot of fun. And you know what I've been able to do is put a stand-up show together at the same time. So I'll perform at a bars. I performed at a meadery. You know what a meadery is? Not meat, mead.
Oh, meadery.
Yeah, I've done that 2 times the last couple of vacations, and so it's cool. That's what I love about being an entertainer is sometimes you can go on vacation and, you know, perform on vacation, because it's, to me, it's not work.
It's all vacation.
Yeah. So I'm like, why not? You know, if I can put a show together, I'll do it.
That's the secret. As long as you enjoy it,
yeah,
it's never work. Yeah.
I had one of my nephews MC for me too. That was fun.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's the young folks. He's one of those, Uncle Brian, I'm going to be an actor. And I was like, okay. And and he's still doing it. But the funniest thing that came out of that was one day he was so frustrated. He was like, why is it when you tell people you want to be an actor and then you start acting, they're like, well, why haven't you been on anything big yet? And I was laughing. Because he encapsulated 30 years of my frustration into about 3 sentences. I was like, feel my fucking pain, you know? But
yeah.
We all know how friends and family are. Well, I'll watch you when you get on something big, you know, and it's like, all right, you know, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I feel like going, well, if you're not going to be there for me when I'm coming up, I don't want you there when I get there, you know. But you can't have that attitude. I mean, you can.
I do.
So,
but it seems to be the case with all of us. Yeah, but you can't, you know, in this field, I think you just can't really care too much about what other people think. You just got to do your own thing.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. It's
until
tough,
you
though.
kind of let go of
so
that, it's going to drag you
tough.
down. Yeah,
it is. So I've you know, there's things I'm going through in my local. You have to let go of local shit. That's what I've learned, and it's taken me this long to learn that. You know, because it's like Jesus said, a prophet can't make it in his own hometown. Boy, is that true. You know, I think I've learned that 37 times at least.
And Jesus was basically a stand-up comedian as well, right? At least he had an audience.
Hey, Sermon on the Mount, that was some good stuff right there. I think he, you know, we're looking at Netflix there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although, if he did that on Netflix, guess what? He'd get canceled.
Yeah.
So
that is just that's the sad state of affairs today. It's like we're all like a bad decision away from getting canceled. You know, it's like
I did an assisted living facility Tuesday during the day. You know what's great about doing those facilities? I'm home by 3. Yeah. But
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'll be back.
We lost Todd.
I think we did. Everybody, smoke them if you got them.
That's right. I told you what he was sniffing was cocaine. See?
I told those people though, I said, the ones that were awake, I said, look, I would rather do the show here for you. I would rather do the show for you folks than some of the clubs and definitely some of the colleges, because I'm sick of the offensive thing. I'm sick of the I'm offended when I'm doing stuff. It's not raunchy, overly raunchy or anything. I'm not doing anything racial. I'm not doing anything political. I'm trying to. I could tick off a bunch of stuff, and still, I was doing a thing at a apartment complex, and did not say anything political. As a matter of fact, at the end, I said, I'm not going to be political, because when you get political, people get mad. They say stuff like, you say something innocent, they go, well, he's a racist or whatever. I mean, I said it pretty much like that. Finished the show. This guy came up who did not see my whole show. He was only standing there for like 15 to 20 minutes at the end. He goes, what were you trying to say? I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you were trying to say something up there. I said, about what? He goes, politics. You were getting political. I go, no. I said, I don't want to get political. Yeah, but what were you trying to say? And I thought, I know who he voted for. And I'm not even going to say it.
But we don't want to get political.
No, we're not going to get political, but I know who he voted for, and the guy's in office right now. But besides that, I'm not getting political. When I said, look, I'm done, I'm finished, I'm out of here, he said, good riddance. The guy that was paying me came up and said, didn't push me out of the way. He did verbally, though. He looked at the guy that said good riddance and said, you can't talk like that to him. And I said, I'm out. Walked away and just let that guy rip into him. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It doesn't matter to me. But why be an asshole for no reason? And I think there are people, and there's probably some in Australia too, that for whatever reason, they are out looking to be an asshole. They need just a little spark of a reason. And that's it. That's called triggered. That's what they call it now. But
absolutely,
there's been people like that. There were cavemen like that were walking around looking to grunt at somebody at the drop of a rock. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is now people are offended. People are offended because your opinion is not the same as theirs. How does that make any sense?
Yeah,
I don't know how the hell. I want to know how the hell that's inclusive. That's what I want to know.
It's not.
We're inclusive. Well,
it's not.
You're inclusive, and you don't. If somebody don't agree with everything you say, you label them a racist or sexist or something. How the fuck is that inclusive? Excuse my French. Oh, that wasn't French. You're fucking offended. Okay.
That was racist against the French, because the French are a race apparently.
Right.
But that's the thing. It's like, isn't that the whole premise of what an opinion is? Are they supposed to be different? If we all have the same opinion, there would be no opinions. No, so it's like they don't see the irony in that, Yeah.
No,
and you're right. It's people on both sides. It's crazy. If you're not with us, you're against us.
It's like the old joke: opinions are like assholes. They're
everybody has one.
No, I'm sorry. Everybody has one.
Nice. True.
I got confused.
Yeah.
Let's see how many calls you get on this show. That's right. You can edit this shit out of
comments
there.
off.
I'm not worried.
We can edit, and we can also ignore people. If they get.
I'd rather
offensive.
ignore. I'd rather. Ignore. I'm not about chopping shit up. So, what I had a question and it just like went away.
It now became a question about either Jaws or The Godfather. I don't know why.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I saw
Shark was
I
a method. I
original-
can tell you, the Shark was a method actor. That is no doubt to me.
Yeah, because he never wanted to come out of the water. Yeah. Hey, did you know I saw the original desk and chair from the Godfather?
I saw the photos.
Yes, I saw that post.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Touch my hand.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a video, but I'm pretty sure that Todd was jumping up and down, which you don't see that very often.
No, dude, I was so I was so in awe of the fact
Yeah, awesome.
that I was standing in front. There are pictures. Angie took pictures of me standing there, leaning on the railing, looking and going, playing like the scenes in my head, going, "Wow, dude."
Oh yeah.
It was just fanboying out.
Hardcore. And I know, and there's a lot of people that probably haven't seen this or maybe don't even know that it's a Coppola film, but Tucker, it was called Tucker, The Man in His Dream. And it was about, if you haven't seen that, look it up. But they had one of the full-size Tuckers that they had built for the movie in the winery as well. And that was pretty amazing because it was basically for the exterior, but they did some stuff for the display and on the interior of it. But man, it was just, I don't know. Sorry, I'm going off subject here, but that was just probably
They had everything. Everything Coppola was there. They had the real Gene Hackman. People think he retired, but no, that's where he is right now.
It was just crazy because they had the surfboards from Apocalypse Now. And they had, Robert Duvall's hat and his cowboy boots from Apocalypse Now. And they just, there was a little bit of something from every movie that he did. Pictures lined the hallways. There were so many pictures that you couldn't just like, I'm ripping off. I got my phone and I'm just like, I mean, I took 123 pictures in the first 15 minutes I was there. So
the real question is, how much did you spend at the gift shop? And when are you getting kicked out of home?
Actually, I didn't. We spent almost $300 in the gift shop, but
whoa,
hold on. Everything was 30% off that day.
Okay, well, you got a bargain. You can't go.
We got out of there. We got out of there collectively. I mean, we just spent a little over $200. So,
nice.
And it wasn't, and I only planned on getting like 2 things. And then my wife is like, "Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, check this out. Look at this. Oh, look at this." And next thing I'm like, "Well, honey, these things, no, you have to have that. You have to have that." And then she dug through, they had Godfather t-shirts. I was going to wear it tonight, but it's drying. Although, so I wore my Jeepers Creepers t-shirt.
Jeepers Creepers.
I just saw that they're making another one.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about that. So, but the Godfather t-shirts, I was looking, and there was a big stack of them, and I'm looking through them. I'm trying to find one because I call them fat guy size. So anything that's like 3X and up. And so I'm digging through and I can't find it. It's literally like medium, small, medium, small, medium, small, medium, small, medium. And finally I just gave up because the stack was, it probably had 20 shirts in the stack. And I walked away from it. Angie goes over there, digs in like halfway down towards the bottom. And she goes, "Here's the 3X. I was like,
"Yeah,
mine." So yeah, there was.
If you want something done right.
Yeah, have my wife do it.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
what I remember the question I was going to ask you, Brian. What has been some of the best? I mean, yes, you said you enjoy doing the the homes. What do you call them? Retirement?
Assisted living, did you call it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, assisted living.
Okay, so besides those, I mean, what have been some of your favorite stand up I guess venues that you've done that when you were done you were like, yeah, that was a good one? All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was part 1 of this episode.
Part 2 will be coming up very, very soon, so look it up on the
Straight Shooters YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
See you soon.